Once upon a time, in a world where the night sky shimmered with more stars than one could count, there was a single star that stood out among the rest. This star, named Arion, was not the brightest or the largest, but he was filled with a warmth and curiosity that made him different from all the others. Every night, as he twinkled in the vast expanse of the sky, he would gaze down at the world below, longing to see the lands and seas, the forests and mountains that lay far beneath him. One fateful evening, as a storm began to brew on Earth, Arion felt a strange tug in his core. The winds howled and the clouds churned, and before Arion knew it, he was pulled from his place in the heavens, spiraling down through the night sky like a shooting star. He fell faster and faster until, with a soft thud, he landed in a dense forest, hidden from the world. Arion lay there, dazed and frightened, his light dimming in the unfamiliar darkness. He was no longer among his star family, and the vastness of the forest made him feel small and alone. The trees towered above him, their leaves rustling in the wind, and the ground was cold and unyielding beneath him. He was a fallen star, and all he wanted was to return to the sky where he belonged. Not far from the forest, there was a small village where a young man named Elias lived. Elias was known throughout the village for his adventurous spirit. While others were content with their simple lives, Elias yearned for excitement and discovery. He would often wander the forests, climb the highest trees, and explore the deepest caves, always searching for something extraordinary. One night, as Elias was lying in a field, gazing up at the stars, he saw something unusual. A streak of light shot across the sky, brighter than any star he had ever seen, and it disappeared into the forest with a faint glow. Arion looked up at Elias with hopeful eyes. "I am," he replied, his voice gentle and filled with longing. "I fell from the sky, and now I am lost. I need to return to my family, but I don't know how." Elias's heart swelled with compassion. He had always dreamed of going on a grand adventure, but helping a fallen star return to the sky was beyond anything he had ever imagined. "I'll help you," he said firmly. "We'll find a way to get you back to the sky." The next morning, Elias and Arion set out on their journey. Elias knew that they would need to find a way to reach the highest point on Earth, a place where Arion could be closest to the sky. He had heard stories of a legendary mountain called Skirich Peak, a towering summit that was said to touch the heavens. It was a dangerous and treacherous journey, but Elias was determined to help his new friend. As they traveled, Elias and Arion grew closer. Arion marveled at the beauty of the world he had only seen from above, the lush forests, the flowing rivers, and the vibrant wildlife. He was fascinated by everything, from the flutter of a butterfly's wings to the rustle of leaves in the wind. Elias, in turn, was captivated by Arion's stories of the stars, of the constellations that danced across the sky, and the mysteries of the universe. Their journey was not without challenges. They had to cross raging rivers, climb steep cliffs, and navigate through dark, eerie caves. But through it all, Elias's courage and Arion's gentle light guided them. Whenever Elias felt tired or discouraged, Arion would glow a little brighter, filling the darkness with warmth and hope. One night, as they camped under the stars, Elias asked Arion what it was like to be among the stars. Arion's light flickered softly as he spoke. "It's a place of endless beauty and peace," he said. "But it can also be lonely. We stars have each other, but we're so far away from everything else. I've always wondered what it would be like to be close to the world I watched over." Elias smiled. "I've always wondered what it would be like to touch the stars. I guess we're both getting to see each other's worlds." As they neared Scirich Peak, the journey grew more difficult. The air became thinner, the winds colder, and the path steeper. The mountain was covered in snow and ice, and the summit was shrouded in clouds. But Elias and Arion pressed on, determined to reach the top. They encountered many obstacles along the way. There were avalanches that threatened to bury them, treacherous ice that cracked under their feet, and bitter cold that chilled them to the bone. But they also found moments of beauty, crystal-clear lakes that reflected the stars, fields of wildflowers that bloomed even in the harshest conditions, and breathtaking views that stretched out as far as the eye could see. One night, as they huddled together for warmth, Elias noticed that Arion's light was fading. "Are you okay?" he asked, concern etched in his voice. Arion, a star who had been away from the sky for a long time, was tired and unsure of his future. Elias, his friend, was determined to help him reach the summit soon, as his light might go out forever. The next morning, they set out again, pushing themselves to their limits. Elias helped Arion up the steep slopes, carrying him when he was too weak to move on his own. Arion continued to guide Elias, his soft glow leading the way through the thick clouds. After an eternity, they reached the summit of Scirich Peak, where they gazed at the heavens above. Arion thanked Elias for helping him reach the summit, and he began to rise, slowly but surely. However, Arion's ascent slowed, and he was still too weak to return to the sky on his own. Elias, desperate to help Arion, grabbed a rope from his pack and secured it to a sturdy rock, climbing the sheer cliff face. With his strength, he hurled Arion upwards into the waiting embrace of the heavens. After a moment of stillness, Arion was pulled back into the stars, shining brighter than ever before. Elias watched from below, tears in his eyes, as he had done it. Elias made his way back down the mountain, exhausted but triumphant. He returned to his village, where he was greeted as a hero. However, he felt a sense of emptiness, missing his friend, the fallen star. One night, while sitting alone under the stars, he saw Arion twinkling above, feeling a warmth in his heart that he hadn't felt since their journey together.